The Buggery Act of 1533 marked the beginning of centuries of legal oppression for individuals who engaged in same-sex relationships in the UK. Instituted during the reign of King Henry VIII, this act criminalised sodomy and made it punishable by death. It was not solely aimed at homosexual acts, as it encompassed a broader range of sexual activities deemed unnatural by the Church. However, it primarily targeted men who had sex with men, creating a climate of fear and secrecy. This act cast a long shadow over the lives of LGBT individuals, forcing them to live in the shadows and conceal their true identities. Remaining in effect for centuries, it shaped social attitudes and legal responses to homosexuality. It led to widespread persecution, with countless individuals facing imprisonment, social ostracism, and even execution. The law served as a tool for reinforcing societal norms and maintaining a rigid moral order based on religious doctrine. Its influence extended beyond the legal sphere, permeating cultural attitudes and shaping public discourse on sexuality. The legacy of the Buggery Act is deeply intertwined with the history of LGBT rights in the UK, serving as a stark reminder of the long and arduous struggle for equality and recognition. Its impact reverberated through generations, creating a legacy of fear, discrimination, and silence that took centuries to dismantle. The fight for LGBT rights in the UK is inextricably linked to the struggle against the Buggery Act and its enduring legacy. The Act's repeal in 1861 marked a turning point in the legal landscape, but its impact continued to be felt. While the death penalty was abolished, other forms of punishment remained in place, and societal prejudice persisted. The Act's legacy continued to influence social attitudes and legal responses to homosexuality for decades to come. The struggle for LGBT rights in the UK is a testament to the resilience and determination of a community that refused to be silenced. The Labouchere Amendment of 1885 further entrenched legal discrimination against homosexual men. Introduced by Henry Labouchere, this amendment broadened the scope of criminalisation to include any act of gross indecency between men, whether in public or private. Unlike the Buggery Act, which focused on specific sexual acts, the Labouchere Amendment targeted a broader range of behaviours, leaving it open to wide interpretation and abuse. This ambiguity allowed for the prosecution of men based on suspicion or circumstantial evidence, further fueling the climate of fear and persecution. The Labouchere Amendment had a devastating impact on the lives of countless men, leading to imprisonment, social ostracism, and the destruction of reputations. Its vague language empowered law enforcement officials to target individuals based on their perceived sexuality, rather than concrete evidence of criminal activity. This led to a culture of surveillance and suspicion, where men lived in constant fear of being accused and punished for their private lives. The amendment's impact extended beyond the legal sphere, shaping social attitudes and reinforcing negative stereotypes about homosexuality. It contributed to the perception of gay men as inherently deviant and dangerous, further marginalizing them within society. The law's legacy continued to influence public discourse and cultural representations of homosexuality for decades to come. The Labouchere Amendment remained in effect for over a century, serving as a stark reminder of the legal and social challenges faced by LGBT individuals. Its repeal in 2003 marked a significant victory in the fight for equality, but its legacy continues to shape the understanding of LGBT history in the UK. The amendment's impact serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance in safeguarding the rights of marginalised communities. The Sexual Offences Act of 1967 marked a turning point in the history of LGBT rights in England and Wales. This landmark legislation decriminalised homosexual acts between consenting adults over the age of 21 in private. The Act, while limited in its scope, represented a significant step towards legal recognition and acceptance of same-sex relationships. It challenged the prevailing societal norms and paved the way for further advancements in LGBT rights. The 1967 Act did not fully erase the legacy of discrimination, as it maintained a higher age of consent for homosexual acts compared to heterosexual acts. Additionally, the Act's focus on privacy meant that same-sex relationships remained largely invisible in the public sphere. Nevertheless, the Act's passage marked a crucial shift in the legal landscape, providing a foundation for future progress. The decriminalisation of homosexuality in England and Wales had a profound impact on the lives of LGBT individuals. It allowed for greater openness and visibility, fostering a sense of community and belonging. The Act's passage encouraged the formation of LGBT organisations and advocacy groups, which played a crucial role in pushing for further legal and social reform. The 1967 Act served as a catalyst for change, inspiring similar movements for decriminalisation in other parts of the UK and around the world. It represented a significant step towards recognising the fundamental rights of LGBT individuals and dismantling the legal structures that had long been used to oppress and marginalise them. The Act's legacy continues to inspire ongoing efforts to achieve full equality and inclusion for LGBT people. The Stonewall Riots of 1969, while occurring in New York City, had a profound impact on the global LGBT rights movement, including in the UK. The riots, sparked by a police raid on a gay bar, ignited a wave of activism and resistance against police brutality and social discrimination. The Stonewall Uprising served as a catalyst for the formation of numerous LGBT organisations and advocacy groups worldwide, including in the UK. The Stonewall Riots inspired a new generation of activists in the UK who sought to challenge the prevailing social norms and demand equal rights. The riots highlighted the systemic discrimination faced by LGBT individuals and the urgent need for legal and social reforms. The events in New York City resonated with LGBT people in the UK who faced similar challenges and yearned for greater visibility and acceptance. The Stonewall Riots' impact on the UK can be seen in the emergence of numerous LGBT organisations and publications in the years following the uprising. These groups played a crucial role in raising awareness of LGBT issues, advocating for legal reforms, and providing support to individuals facing discrimination and social stigma. The riots' legacy helped to galvanise the LGBT community in the UK and inspire a new era of activism. The Stonewall Riots served as a turning point in the global fight for LGBT rights, marking a shift from silence and invisibility to outspoken advocacy and resistance. The riots' legacy continues to inspire activists and advocates around the world, reminding them of the power of collective action and the importance of fighting for equality and justice. The Stonewall Uprising remains a symbol of the ongoing struggle for LGBT liberation. The campaign for LGBT rights in the UK gained momentum in the decades following the Stonewall Riots. Activists and organisations worked tirelessly to challenge discriminatory laws, raise public awareness, and promote social acceptance. This period witnessed the emergence of numerous LGBT publications, community centres, and advocacy groups, which played a crucial role in shaping the movement's trajectory. One of the key focuses of the campaign was the fight against discrimination in employment, housing, and public accommodations. Activists sought to ensure that LGBT individuals could live and work without fear of prejudice or harassment. They challenged discriminatory practices through legal action, public demonstrations, and educational campaigns aimed at changing societal attitudes. Another crucial aspect of the campaign was the push for greater visibility and representation of LGBT people in the media and popular culture. Activists challenged the negative stereotypes and invisibility that had long characterized depictions of LGBT individuals. They advocated for more positive and nuanced portrayals, recognizing the importance of representation in shaping public perception and fostering social acceptance. The campaign for LGBT rights in the UK was a multifaceted effort that involved legal challenges, public demonstrations, educational initiatives, and cultural activism. It was a grassroots movement that drew strength from the collective efforts of countless individuals and organisations united in their pursuit of equality and justice. The campaign's legacy continues to shape the ongoing fight for LGBT rights in the UK and around the world. The introduction of civil partnerships in the UK in 2004 marked a significant milestone in the recognition of same-sex relationships. The Civil Partnership Act granted same-sex couples legal recognition and rights similar to those enjoyed by married heterosexual couples. This landmark legislation represented a major step towards equality, providing same-sex couples with legal protections and social recognition. Civil partnerships offered same-sex couples rights in areas such as inheritance, taxation, and pension benefits, bringing them closer to parity with married couples. The introduction of civil partnerships was a hard-fought victory for LGBT activists and a testament to the growing societal acceptance of same-sex relationships. It paved the way for the eventual legalisation of same-sex marriage in the UK. While civil partnerships represented a significant step forward, the campaign for full marriage equality continued. Activists argued that civil partnerships created a separate but equal system that perpetuated discrimination and denied same-sex couples the full recognition and dignity afforded to married couples. The fight for marriage equality gained momentum in the years following the introduction of civil partnerships. The Marriage, Same-Sex Couples Act of 2013 marked the culmination of years of campaigning and advocacy. This landmark legislation legalised same-sex marriage in England and Wales, extending full marriage rights and recognition to same-sex couples. The Act's passage represented a historic victory for the LGBT community and a testament to the transformative power of social change. Section 7. Adoption rights for same-sex couples. The fight for adoption rights for same-sex couples was another key battleground in the campaign for LGBT equality in the UK. For years, same-sex couples faced significant barriers to adoption, often being denied the opportunity to provide loving homes to children in need. Activists challenged these discriminatory practices, arguing that sexual orientation should not be a barrier to parenthood. The Adoption and Children Act 2002 marked a significant step forward, allowing unmarried couples, including same-sex couples, to adopt children. This legislation recognized that loving and stable homes could be provided by same-sex couples, challenging the prevailing societal norms that had long excluded them from the possibility of parenthood. The legalization of same-sex marriage in 2013 further strengthened the adoption rights of same-sex couples, granting them the same rights and responsibilities as married heterosexual couples. This landmark legislation ensured that same-sex couples could jointly adopt children, providing them with the legal protections and recognition afforded to all families. The recognition of adoption rights for same-sex couples represented a major victory for LGBT families and a testament to the evolving understanding of family structures in the UK. It challenged the traditional definition of family and affirmed the right of same-sex couples to create loving and supportive homes for children. The fight for adoption rights was an integral part of the broader struggle for LGBT equality and inclusion. Section 8. The ban on conversion therapy. The UK government's commitment to ban conversion therapy represents a significant step towards protecting LGBT individuals from harmful and discredited practices. Conversion therapy, which aims to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity, has been widely condemned by medical and psychological professionals as ineffective and potentially harmful. The ban on conversion therapy recognizes the fundamental right of LGBT individuals to live authentically and without fear of coercion or harm. It sends a clear message that attempts to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity are unacceptable and will not be tolerated. The ban is a testament to the growing understanding of the diversity of human sexuality and gender identity. The ban on conversion therapy is part of a broader effort to promote the well-being and mental health of LGBT individuals. Conversion therapy has been linked to increased risks of depression, anxiety, and suicide among LGBT people. The ban seeks to protect individuals from these harmful practices and to create a more supportive and inclusive environment. The UK's commitment to ban conversion therapy aligns with a growing global movement to end these harmful practices. Several countries and regions have already implemented bans or are in the process of doing so. The UK's leadership on this issue sets an important precedent and sends a strong message of support for LGBT individuals around the world. Section 9. Progress and Challenges. The journey towards LGBT rights in the UK has been marked by significant progress and enduring challenges. From the shadow of the Buggery Act to the legalisation of same-sex marriage, the UK has witnessed a profound transformation in its legal and social landscape. The tireless efforts of activists, advocates, and allies have led to remarkable advancements in the recognition and protection of LGBT rights. The decriminalisation of homosexuality, the introduction of civil partnerships, the legalisation of same-sex marriage, and the ban on conversion therapy represent major milestones in the fight for LGBT equality. These achievements reflect a growing societal acceptance of LGBT individuals and a recognition of their fundamental rights. The UK's progress on LGBT rights serves as an example for other nations striving for equality and inclusion. Despite the significant progress made, challenges remain in the fight for full LGBT equality in the UK. Discrimination and prejudice persist in various forms, and LGBT individuals continue to face social stigma and barriers to full participation in society. The fight for equality is an ongoing process that requires constant vigilance and advocacy. Addressing the remaining challenges requires a multifaceted approach that includes legal reforms, educational initiatives, and cultural shifts. It is essential to challenge discriminatory attitudes and behaviours, promote understanding and acceptance of LGBT individuals, and ensure that all members of society feel safe and respected regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. Section 10. The future of LGBT rights in the UK. The future of LGBT rights in the UK holds both promise and uncertainty. The progress made in recent decades provides a solid foundation for continued advancements, but challenges remain in ensuring that all LGBT individuals can live their lives authentically and without fear of discrimination or prejudice. The ongoing fight for equality requires a sustained commitment to advocacy, education, and social change. One of the key areas for future focus is addressing the specific needs and challenges faced by transgender and non-binary individuals. Transgender people continue to face significant barriers in accessing healthcare, legal recognition, and social acceptance. Ensuring that transgender individuals have equal rights and opportunities is crucial for achieving full LGBT equality. Another important area for future action is tackling the intersectional challenges faced by LGBT individuals from marginalized communities. LGBT people of color, LGBT people with disabilities, and LGBT people from low-income backgrounds often face compounded forms of discrimination. Addressing these intersectional challenges requires a nuanced understanding of the diverse experiences within the LGBT community. The future of LGBT rights in the UK depends on the continued efforts of activists, advocates, and allies to challenge discrimination, promote understanding, and ensure that all LGBT individuals can live their lives with dignity and respect. The journey towards full equality is ongoing, and it requires a collective commitment to creating a more just and inclusive society for all.